Well, hi. Today is Friday, February 7th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Okay, I've got one little complaint, and I think that this seemed to happen universally all across town after the ice storm. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of ice. It was just a little bit of a glaze, but everywhere that I went, and I tried walking on the sidewalks yesterday morning, and I was seeing just a tiny little bit of ice melt and little tiny dry spots where everything else was still slick. So here's what I'm thinking, that there was a universal thought that since there was just a little bit of ice, we only needed to put down a little bit of ice melt. Now, here's the thing. The amount of ice we get has nothing to do with how much ice melt is needed. The area of what you're covering has to do with it. So fortunately, my old behind was able to stay upright, but I'm not sure how. A couple of times I thought for sure, oh man, I'm headed down, and I managed to hang on to it. So nothing's broken, and all is well with the world. So all right, I've stopped complaining now for this morning. Don't forget that the Craft Boutique and Bake Sale going on at 10 Huron Circle for Council Bluffs Cares is today and tomorrow, hours 9 to 2 each day. All of the crafters have been very busy making handmade items, a few new things this year, including Valentine's chocolate boxes, heart cakes, and gift baskets. And then tomorrow, that legislative coffee, it's scheduled for 9 to 10:30 at Wilson Middle School in Council Bluffs. And another reminder that the next Coffee and Contact's coming up on Tuesday, the 11th. It's at Bloomworks on the 100 block in Council Bluffs. I know a lot of folks, including me, are going to be there. And that going on from 8 to 9:30. So we hope to see you there. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking and learning more about Connections Area Agency on Aging. And Aubury Krueger-Kutchara was kind enough to do an interview with us to tell us a little bit more about her organization and what they can do for the seniors in our community and be able to help them stay in their home a little bit longer. So that is coming up very shortly. Also, we do want to remind you that Just Sue Creative is here to help you build your business with website design, search engine optimization, content creation, marketing, everything you need to take your company to the next level. Sue Pitts has a passion for small businesses, always has. The entire time. I've known her for years, back when she was with the Small Business Development Center, and now that she's with Just Sue Creative, that same passion continues on. She's here to help you thrive in a digital world, and a great starting point is by visiting her website, JustSueCreative.com. Schedule a free consultation. It's easy. Just click on that free consultation button, and you are on your way. Again, Sue helped me with my website, leshillsmedia.com. So you want to see what kind of job she does, go there. And that's all her. She did a great job. So go to justsuecreative.com today. Also, Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage. It could be flooding, fire, smoke. You may also be left with all sorts of questions about how you can get your home or business back to normal. Service Master Restoration Services by Schmader will restore your space by offering quality commercial and residential restoration services in Council Bluffs and the surrounding area. They do everything they can to quickly make your home or business whole again. Their staff available 24/7 all year long. So if you need questions answered or strategies of getting a timely restoration, they're always here to help. That's Service Master Restore by Schmader. With us now on Morning Coffee, we're going to have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Connections Area Agency on Aging. And it is Aubury Krueger-Kutchara, Director of Community Engagement. Thank you so much for your time, Aubury. We have been trying to set this up for a little while. It's great that we finally got this put together.
It is. And thank you so much, Todd, for having us on today.
Well, let's learn more about what Connections is, because I know that, and I've heard this about other organizations as well. For those who know, very thankful that you're here. But for those who don't, they may not have any idea at all that this service exists.
Well, exactly. And Connections is the local area agency on aging. We provide information, supports, and services to older Iowans and their family caregivers because we want people to be able to stay in their homes.
Why is that important? And I know the answer to this, but I would like to hear a better concise version of it. Well, what is the advantage to that?
The advantage for folks to staying at home, number one, is 90% of people want to stay in their homes, and they have their own autonomy and their dignity, and they're familiar with their surroundings.
So, and is it a difficult process for them to be able to do that, or do they find that there's a lot of things available to them? So maybe I would guess that for many, they didn't even realize this was an option for them.
Well, and I hear that all the time. When I'm talking to people about connections and the awesome services we have, and they'll be like, "Oh, I really wish I knew about that for my parents. I really wish I knew about that for my husband before." So yeah, it is just really wanting to get the word out there.
Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story about why agree with you of how important this is. And I had years ago, when my great aunt was still alive, my grandfather, who was, they were brother and sister, and neither one of them are here anymore, but he had, he could no longer take care of her, so he found a place for her to go. She didn't like it. So what she did from the nursing home was called a real estate agent, purchased a house, and called at home nursing and had nursing coming to be able to help her out. She took care of it all on her own. And that's
Wow.
why when I hear about, everything that it is that you do, I think, you know what, yeah, my great aunt was kind of headstrong, and I don't know that many of people realize that no, we can keep you in your home longer than maybe you think that you can be there. So that's why it's just so valuable to have this option, because I know there's many people, not just folks that are able to stay at home, but their family as well, that all of this is available to them.
Exactly, because we have family caregivers from all over the country that are concerned about their parents or their siblings here in Iowa, and they want to just know what services are available for them here.
How long have you been involved with this, Aubrey? When did you get connected to Connections?
Oh, I started in Connections 2004. Um, so last year was my 20th year.
Wow. Well, so you've been at this a while, so you probably have a pretty good understanding about specific needs for the community and for what is needed here. Is what you do? Does it just cover Council Bluffs? How wide of an area do you cover?
Connections has a 20 county service area. So we have offices in Council Bluffs, Sioux City, and in Creston, Iowa. And we kind of serve the western border of Iowa.
The Western. Okay, that makes sense. When would be a good time for someone to get in touch with you? Is this something that folks should be thinking ahead with this, or do you usually hear from people after the need is like really apparent?
We usually hear from people when things are really needed. So, with our team, we really want people to know that they can come to us before that. As soon as they start having questions about their care, their spouse's care, or their parents' care, to call us or your local area agency on aging to see what's available. Because sometimes it could be a meal that keeps somebody at home.
And there's just there's so many things that a lot of us take for granted, that if we're, I live alone, so but uh people wanting to be able to hang on to that, and also it helps so much with their quality of life, and they're able to thrive more by being able to stay in that particular area.
Exactly. Exactly. People want to stay in their homes, and we want to help them to be able to do that in the most
What
cost
else
effective way.
is there other things besides I mean, you mentioned meals, but what are some of the other services? Because I'm the way I understand it, and I could be wrong here, the way I understand it is you're kind of a facilitator. So you help them find the services, correct? It's not as if it's coming directly out of your office. It's you make those connections, as it will, with the different places. So what are some of the things that you help people get connected to?
All right. I always like to say it starts with a phone call. If somebody calls in and they have concerns about their care, they have questions about what's available, we have wonderful staff that are trained information referral staff that can help people kind of figure out what the situation is and what would be the best to help them. Lots of times that information is all they need and they're good. But if they need more needs than that, we do have service navigators, which are like case managers that do short term and long term case management, to go out and meet with folks, look at the home, see what they think would be beneficial, see what the consumer thinks would be beneficial, then work together to get those services set up.
You and I have known each other for a little while because we're both involved with the same business group, Council Bluffs Business Connection. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that because I know you wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't a big value and an advantage to you being in there. And I see the advantage because folks, everyone in there is very good about giving referrals or just getting the information out to each other. So wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and just some of the different folks in there that you're able to work with.
Yeah. And, you would think that maybe we're looking for some kind of sponsorship or support, but that's not all of it. We really want to get connected in the communities so people know what we do. For example, one of our members emailed me and said, "Hey, I think my parents are being financially exploited. What do I do?" So I was able to reach that person to let them know what services we have and that they could come to me to get further information.
That's an area that I never would have thought of. And, I can think of people in my own family that maybe could have benefited from something like that because, yeah, unfortunately, it's the world that we live in. And, for all of the good that's out there, there's also some bad out there too that we have to be able to work with. So is this, you're a government agency, correct? I mean, you depend on funds from the government, or how does that work?
We are a private nonprofit. We do get some federal and some state funding for some of our programs,
Okay.
but we are a private nonprofit.
So it probably is able to help with decision making and things like that. Less red tape, maybe?
Maybe a little bit
Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay, let's say different red tape. How about that?
Yeah, a little bit of different red tape. We do, like I said, we have our elder abuse awareness where we can help folks that are maybe in a bad situation. But we also have programs for family caregivers that are concerned. And sometimes there is a little bit of red tape, some applications and stuff that we need to fill out.
Do you do anything like events or anything like that? Is there anything coming up?
We do. We have a fun event coming up here this spring. We're working with Iowa Western, the library, and ISU to do some lunch and learns at the Council Bluffs Library.
Oh, that's a great setting. Yeah.
It is. And it's Thursdays and March, April, and May. We're going to have classes. They're all posted on Connections website and on the library's website where people can get signed up and see what's available. And there's a free lunch.
Oh, well, how can you beat that?
Yeah.
If someone wants to learn more, is it just go to the website, or is it best to start there and then make a call and set up maybe a consultation? How does that process go?
I think it depends on the people and their age group, because I know myself, I would start looking online, but some people don't want to do that. They want to call right away. I want to call and get some information and then give them a call.
And that makes sense. And I know, well, how many times have you wanted to talk to a live person and not been able to? And that it's a lot easier way of getting information, I think, if you can talk to a live person. And does it take a lot of folks to be able to do all of that? I mean, how big of a staff do you have?
Well, we are 20 strong in our 3 offices. So we have a good staff. Not a whole lot of us, but I think we've got enough to get stuff done.
Well, I'm very thrilled that you came on the show today to tell us a little bit more about this. And again, this is just the beginning. We want to have you back as events are coming up, or as different information that you want to make sure is out there for folks in our area, and we can help just be an extra place for you to be able to put that information and be a bit of a mouthpiece for you. So we hope that you're not a stranger, and I'm looking forward to continuing to have you on and learning more as we move forward.
Sounds great. Thanks so much again, Todd, for having us on.
Many of you are already aware of everything that the AIM Institute does for our area. You know, it's their mission to grow a strong and diverse tech community through education, career development, and outreach. And one way they do that is through SWIFT, or that's an acronym, and it stands for Southwest Iowa Free Technical Training. And SWIFT provides accelerated training for Iowans interested in a career in technology. With the Charles E. Lakin Foundation providing the funding, participants can register at no cost to them. Now, the next class is going to be coming up this spring. Visit aiminstitute.org to learn more. GT Motors on Broadway in Council Bluffs has an ever-changing inventory to help get you in a quality used vehicle. Trucks, large and small SUVs, passenger cars, even sports cars. GT Motors can help. So check out their inventory at gtmotorscb.com. And also, be sure to stop by the lot at 21st and Broadway. You know, vehicles are changing daily, and sometimes they can't keep that website updated. So you may find some cars on the lot that you didn't know were there. They even provide on-site financing. GT Motors, 21st and Broadway in Council Bluffs. Well, we are wrapping up another week, and it's been an interesting one. And I'm going to just keep my mouth shut about winter precipitation from here on out, because I said something, 24 hours later, we got some ice. So yeah, it's all me. I did it. It's okay. And we're hoping for a great weekend, and I hope you have one as well. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here Monday morning.